Okay, so these are Blue Jello cards, and I'm just going to walk you through what I would do on the first day with these cards. The packet you got should have had a card on top and a card on bottom. The ones that we have in at the office are oblong like this, but they're all blue and they say Blue Jello on the front. And if you take the top card off and open it up like that, and then the bottom card like that, you have your key to the Blue Jello cards. These are what I use to help students learn how to count. And what I'll do when I first get them out is I say, okay, there's a symbol on this card. I want you to look over here on the Blue Jello symbol card and tell me what it is. And if you look closely, I'm not sure if you can see that or not, it says blue next to it. I said, oh, okay. They'll say, oh, I found blue. And you say, all right, well, look on this card and tell me what the hand sign is. And they'll find it and they'll find out that this is blue. And then I said, okay, everybody show me blue. And now let's count it. So we're going to go blue, 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 blue. Then we'll take the top card, put it on the bottom. And then I'll say, okay, can you find this symbol over here? And they'll be like, oh, it's Jello. Okay, well, what's the hand sign? Oh, it's this. Okay, great. Jello, 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 Jello. Then we'll flip the card again. Okay, do you think you can do it? Oh yeah. Blue, blue, Jello, blue, blue. And you'll find that as you start, probably by the time you get to the third or fourth card, they'll feel really empowered that they can figure this out on their own and you don't have to tell them. The way these cards are designed is that it will introduce one new theme or one new symbol, and then after it's introduced it, then you get a card that practices it only by itself. And on here, just so you know, rest is whispered, so they'll go blue, Jello, rest. And then they laugh a lot on this one because it's all rests. I'm just going to flip through them. I never skipped the cards the first time through, but I'm going to flip through them just for this video. And I always keep them in this order because then I like to review them at least once depending on how old your students are. Right here we have Jello, 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 Jello. You want to make sure that when you're saying Jello that you don't let them say Jello like we say Jello when we're speaking. Be really specific about that. If you find that a student stumbles on one of the cards, just do it again. I don't think I've ever had any kids, at least in the 4th or 5th grade, that have to do it more than twice. And it's not a bad thing if they mess up. It's like, oh, let's just try that again. And that's what they do. Then the next one would be two. The easiest way that I have found to teach students two is I take blue, hope you can see it, blue, and then I open it up. And the reason we're doing these hand signs is they actually look a lot like the symbols. If I turn it around like that, it's a half note and kids really like that. So that's how I tell them to do two. So we'd go Jello, Jello, two, rest, like that. I usually go through probably 5 to 10 cards the first day, and I've had classes where that's good for them. I've had other classes that are like, oh, I want to do more. So, you know, just gauge your students, but especially with the age group we're teaching, usually like three or 4 minutes on this is all they need to get through half the deck. So this one would be rest, 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 pineapple. And yes, they can count eighth notes and triplets in the same day. You'll notice like this one, rest, blue, pineapple, Jello, Jello. Make sure that you insist that students do hand signs and that you hear them speaking out loud. If you set that up at the beginning and make sure that they are doing that, then it will just set the precedent. Anytime you get music and you want to go through and count it, all you have to do is get out your hands and do your Blue Jello sign. So it's a really great way to set up that. I'm just seeing if there's any more symbols to teach you. Here's one right here. This is rest, rest. Jello, Jello, rest, rest. Pineapple. I think that's all the rests. I think that's all the values that are on this side of the cards that I gave you. So yeah, and then you're back to the beginning. Now, if you don't go through the whole set, just make sure you always go through it and like put that one underneath it, because then when you get, I don't know, to here, you can just look for that one card that has all the blues on it and then put it on top and it's back in order. There's a lot more games that you can do with these, but that's it for just teaching them how to use Blue Jello cards. They really like being able to figure it out on their own, and they don't mind sharing space, at least in the classes I've been in. This is something where you could have 5 students right here, and this is exactly how I would set it up. I would be sitting here, and I'd have the students there, and someone from all the way over here can still do their hand sign from that side, and they get to work as a team to try to figure out what the next symbol is. So that's Blue Jello.